Hey, my Lipton. So I wanted to come in here, and honestly, this is gonna be a quick review because at this point, my temperature has gone down. If I would have done this review last night, I would have been heated. It would have been like a maybe like honestly a 1 hour review of me roasting the fuck out of Huda. But I was just like, you know what? Let me just come in here, do quick, just quick comments here and there, and let me just hang it up from there. Because let me just say this, okay? Let me just say this. I never want my faves ever associated with Peacock ever again. Okay, I never want Alandrea and Nick to be associated with Peacock ever. Like, don't go on Beyond the Villa. Don't go on the games. Get Nick Alandrea off of Peacock's TV screens because clearly there is an agenda against them. Because why am I finding out on the internet? Mind you, people, even me, I'm not even going to hold you. At first, I was like, damn, like, Nick is not really saying anything in this reunion. Only to find out that the producers, yet again, here comes these bum-ass producers, yet again, editing out the parts where Nick was also defending Alandrea against the racism that she was getting online. It turns out that the producers edited out Nick's part, so it looks like, Alandrea was basically, not to say that Alandrea can't defend herself. Of course she can. She can always defend herself. But it's just like, you also want to hear, like, from the partner's perspective about what their girl was going through. So there were actually people really dragging Nick online over, like, I don't know, like, just him kind of observing and, like, him kind of, like, just sitting there and just letting Alandrea just talk. Even though personally for me, I didn't have an issue with it, but I know there are people online that, feel a kind of way about Nick or feel like Nick doesn't, I don't know, like they just feel like Nick is shady or something like that. So to find out, and mind you, this is confirmed by Jeremiah. Jeremiah himself went on the internet to say that, because they were watching the reunion with us, Jeremiah went on to, I believe, TikTok or Twitter to say that, like, production ended up cutting out Nick's part where he was, like, also defending Alandrea. But then also apparently they also cut out the part that where people they questioned Ace about the heart rate challenge, because that was also something where I'm just like, and I'm gonna get to it when it comes to Shelly, low-key, because it's like, Shelly, girl, I don't know, like, in this situation about the heart rate challenge, I'm gonna have to definitely discuss, because I feel like, well, yes, Huda, and I'm gonna get on Huda, trust me, I'm gonna drag the shit out of Huda towards the end of this video. But it's also like, girl, like, you also need to look at your nigga, because he clearly liked that shit. Okay, so yeah. But yeah, production needs to stay away from Nicola. I know excuse me. I know that especially like Alandrea, I know that she was on an interview talking about, oh yeah, she'll be open to doing more reality TV, but something like more like a Beyond the Villa. And I'm like, girl, no ma'am. Please don't go near Peacock no more. Peacock clearly has an agenda against you. They feel a kind of way about you being with Nick. So please, after this reunion, this needs to be done. If personally for me, if I was like on Alandrea's management team, she wouldn't be doing reality TV at all. I would just be focusing on the modeling and the deals and things like that, getting your bag, the business, the entrepreneurship. I would leave reality TV alone. But if she were to do reality TV again, like, girl, you have to shop that around. You either have to go to Netflix or something, because it's like, clearly Peacock has an agenda. They have an agenda, as the Nigerians will say. Okay? So let's get into it. So when we come into the freaking season, they start with, like, the first the top 4 couples, the ones that lasted towards the end. And let me just say this. I was rolling my eyes when the camera pointed to Iris and, Andy Cohen and Ariana Madix was talking to Iris and Pepe and also talking to Amaya and Brian. I was just rolling my eyes because I'm now we're looking at it in hindsight, knowing that Iris and Pepe broke up and apparently Brian and Amaya also broke up. Also, the tea is that Amaya and Brian scammed the fuck out of everybody. They weren't really together. They never really liked each other. They just used each other to get the $100,000 and bounced on our asses. So literally when they were talking about, oh my God, yeah, like we met each other's parents and yeah, we went to this, he's in Boston, I'm in New York, and da-da-da. And it's just like, I was just like, okay, girl, thank you for scamming. Thank you for scamming the girls. Brian, low-key, let me tell you guys something. And I know there's some the Amaya papayas, whoever the papayas are gonna feel some kind of way about this, but it has to be said. Amaya got the sympathy vote. It's either two things. Either that shit was rigged or she got a sympathy vote. Because there's no way in hell Amaya was winning over Alandrea or Shalace. Like, I don't understand how Amaya got this far. Because it's like, she cried the whole season. She any guy that she saw, she like latched onto like a lost puppy. She was desperate. And let me tell you something. Brian clearly smelled the desperativity on Amaya. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna leech on that. I'm gonna get on that because clearly she's desperate. She wants to settle, so I'm gonna settle with her and let's get this 100K." Brian saw through Amaya through and through. So to me, it felt like Brian gave Amaya a little bit of attention, and Amaya was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna," because literally all the men that with Ace, with Austin, with Zach K, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Zach K low key. Even though I don't like Zach K, but Zach K low-key ate Amaya up because it's like, now fast forward looking at the fact that you guys both unfollowed each other and people have been talking in these streets about Amaya and Brian only to find like Zach K was like, "Listen, I hope you two stay together." And listen, when I tell you the God really came in here and said, the Amarian who separate, I was cackling. So honestly, I was rolling my eyes in the beginning because I was just like, Amaya and Brian. And then on top of that, Andy Cohen asked about like, this alleged cheating. And I don't know how true it is because one of the girls, because apparently like once they came out the villa, Brian was outside and he said that he was putting shots in people's throats. But then the girl came out allegedly saying that he cheated. So maybe they did cheat. Maybe, in my personal opinion, especially for the fact that now they unfollowed each other and things like that. Now they're saying they actually broke up. I think what happened, they did cheat, and I think Amaya was like, "Listen, we're going to get through this until the reunion time, and then after the reunion time, people are going to be talking about, Alandrea and the Huda mess and things like that so that our things can go under the rug. But yeah, let's wait until after the reunion." It's giving very much contract tease. And honestly, they scared, and like I said it before, and the day it was announced that Amaya and Brian won, I already knew. I was like sympathy and payola, okay? In my Nicki Minaj voice. I was like sympathy and payola because she won this off of sympathy, not off of personality. And I said it was two things. It was either rigged or Alandrea and Nick deserved to win that freaking 100K. I don't care what nobody says. They deserve to win the show. And on top of that, the fact that 3 out of the 4 couples on the top 4 did not last is sending me. This just proves that Shelly, and Ace also deserve to be at the top 4. I know y'all guys keep saying Clark and Taylor. Let me say this. I dislike Taylor too much, honestly, for me to put him in top 4. Like, he honestly deserves nowhere near that kind of like, he got enough. Like, Taylor got enough of that 15 minutes of fame. I can't stand his 3D, 3 dreads, lockless monster having ass. So I don't want him in my top 4. I get it. Some people like Clark and stuff like that, but I do not like Taylor. Okay? I can't stand it. And I'm going to get to his bullshit weak ass apology. So, yeah, so literally 3 out of 4. Literally, Nick and Alandrea are the from the top 4. They're the only ones that are together. And mind you, they're the only ones that looked in love and everything like that, all touching up on each other, apart from like Shalace and stuff. But like, if you look at the reunion, you can tell like they're really like together compared to the rest of them. So I don't know. That beginning part with Pepe and Iris and Amaya and Brian was just like sending, because I was rolling my freaking eyes. I'm like, girl, y'all are not together. They also asked about Huda and Chris, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't care too much about it. Huda, the Chris thing, like clearly, the viewers know already. Chris clearly liked Shelly. Like, he clearly wanted Shelly. When you watch the show back, he wanted her, but he settled for Huda. Huda clearly wanted Ace. Okay, Huda clearly has an attraction to Ace. So Huda brought Chris back to basically get Shelly off of Ace so she can get on Ace, so that Shelly can speak to Chris. That's just the way how I view it. I just think that, Huda was into Ace and wanted Ace, and that's why, she kind of just pulled Chris over there to kind of get Shelly off of that. But it didn't work. So there's that, and then on top of that, I wish they would have asked too, like, why Chris didn't carry Huda, like as far as like over the water and stuff like that. That because that scene was funny as hell. Okay, with the music, with the lady coming out singing Moon River. I know they asked about the Moon River part, but like, I don't know. I feel like some of the things were skated over, and Huda was saying some things in the press about Chris, talking about he had a little dick and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, girl, he had a little dick, but clearly you were still taking it. So I don't know. I don't know. Either way, there was that. And then, you know, of course, Andy Cohen's messy ass gonna go ask Alandrea, oh, like, how's the journey with Nick? Clearly, Andy Cohen is clearly attracted to Nick, because I even watched the Watch What Happens Live. Clearly, listen, that rainbow man clearly has a crush on Nick, okay? Because he, you know, he was definitely into Nick. But yeah, he was like, oh, Alandrea, how was the journey with Nick? And Alandrea gonna be like, oh yeah, like, the journey, like, it was worth the wait. And then Nick is gonna be like, oh yeah, they don't call me Big Belgium for no reason. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Anyway, let's move forward. So I think, and this is not gonna be in order or anything like that. So they ended up bringing the Casa people, I believe. So they brought the Casa people. No, before I get to that, they brought Taylor out. They brought Taylor out and they brought Clark out. And I forgot who else came out. Oh, Shelly and Ace and them. So Andy and they asked Taylor, like, hey, like, you know, like, what's, like, what you did to Alandrea was low-key, like, not low-key, high-key was just, like, very, very, it was calculated, it was rude. And it's like, and Alandrea keeps saying it. She was like, listen, like, you played in my face. And that's exactly what happened. Taylor played in Alandrea's face. And this is another reason why this is another reason why I freaking hate these Peacock producers. Because, like, y'all made, even for me, like, I thought Alandrea was delusional. Like, if you go back to my previous review of, like, the Love Island season 7, before the reunion, I was like, yo, like, Alandrea's coming out very delusional. Like, why are you putting all this much energy into a man that's not putting as much into you? Da da da. Only to find out that Taylor was apparently, you know, cooking this girl breakfast. He was doing good things to her, but like behind her back, or like when she was speaking to Ace, he was telling Ace that, oh, like, he wasn't attracted to her. And I'm just like, wow. Because it's like, we only saw the part where Taylor was like, oh yeah, I'm not attracted to Alandrea, but they weren't showing the parts where like Taylor was like being very like reciprocative, like as far as like making her breakfast, doing certain nice things for her to make her feel comfortable. So it's like he was two-faced, and he was playing, and honestly, he used Alandrea to stay in the fucking villa. And I wish they could have said that, because that's exactly what happened. He used Alandrea to stay in the villa until something better came by. So he also felt like he settled for Alandrea, which is crazy because Alandrea's a bad let me tell you something, okay? So I think Ariana Madix was like, oh, you know, Alandrea was like, listen, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm never going to go hard for a man that never puts that same energy into me. So it's like, to watch the certain clips back and to see that he was saying behind my back, like, he wasn't really attracted to me, or he wasn't, like, into me physically, I would have moved on, and I would have looked at different connections. So I think Ariana Madix goes to Taylor and was like, yo, Taylor, like, do you feel like you owe Alandrea an apology? And when I tell you, Taylor gave that weak ass apology. And clearly Alandrea thought that it was weak too, because she gave him the side, you know, bombastic side eye. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, you know, you still my dog. You know what I mean, Alandrea? Like, you still my dog, you know, and I apologize, and da da da. When I told you it was quiet for that second, and Ace and Shelly looked back at Alandrea, and it was quiet for like a minute then, and then Ace was like, do we clap? I'm not gonna hold you. I was cackling, but I'm like, bro, get 3D, get 3 dreads, get Lockless Holmes out of my freaking face. Get Taylor's just baldness out of my head. I can't stand that man. And are we ready? And let me tell you something. Eventually, we're going to have an actual conversation about the situation what Alandrea went through with Taylor was actual colorism. But, you know, y'all not ready for that conversation right now. We got bigger fish to fry when it comes to these racists. So, you know what? We'll have that conversation for another day. But we are going to discuss how Taylor was using Alandrea as a placeholder until something quote unquote better came by, Clark, and left that dark skinned black woman for that light skinned woman. So we're gonna talk about it eventually. We're gonna talk about the colorism that occurred in this thing. And honestly, there have been rumors too, Taylor, that you are allegedly gay. So I don't know. Allegedly. We don't, the streets are talking. So they're saying that you also have a crush on Nick. I don't know how true that is. It seems like you give more affection to Nick than you do to Clark, because I saw you pushing Clark in that live and farting in her face. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Something is going on over there, Taylor. I'm not sure. Next, what happened next? Oh yeah, the Casa people came out. The Casa people came out, and then Austin and them came out and all everything. So I believe at first, what was it, the Alandrea Koko thing first, or was it Austin? Because Austin and Jaden was a mess. Like, let's talk about Alandrea and Koko first, and then I'm gonna get to Austin and Jaden. Child, Koko was getting on my nerves. Koko was getting, and I don't have a picture here because I don't want to have a picture here. And it sucks too, because Koko's face card is she's such a beautiful woman, but it's just like her personality her personality sucks. Girl, you went on that podcast. You went on a whole colorist woman's podcast to down your own fellow black woman. Talking about Alandrea was talking about some my man. And I was just like, you fed into that delusional thing. Then afterwards, online, on Instagram and stuff like that, you were posting screenshots. Posting how you repost something into your stories, talking about throwing shade at Shelly, throwing shade at Alandrea, liking shady comments about Alandrea and Shelly. So it's like now that Alandrea brings that shit back up to you, you're like, oh, Alandrea, I've always supported you. I've always liked you. And baby, I don't know what you're talking about. And I never meant that. And I always liked you. And I was just, the reason why I was talking about my man is because, I just felt like it was so shocking how Taylor left. And it's just like, girl. And I'm like, and Alandrea held her own. I would say that Alandrea really, really held her own. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it look-y got a little bit intense, because it got to a point. Because she was, freaking Andy Cohen was gonna ask a question, and Koko was like, oh, let me finish talking. I'm about my chocolate girls. And I'm like, okay, Koko. I'm sorry, y'all. This is my Indian. I didn't even notice that my little Indian thing came in. She was like, okay, go, whatever. And then Alandrea was like, listen, you talked shit about me publicly. So if you think that you're just going to send me a DM talking about let's handle it. No, we're going to handle it publicly, like how you did. And that's exactly true, because it's like you went on, mind you, a colorist at that. You went on a colorist that, I don't know what the hell that woman, Winters, whatever the fuck her podcast name is. I don't care to, because I don't watch that shit. But you went on a colorist podcast to talk shit. You did. And then after that, you came online still liking shady posts. So when Shelly and Alandrea confront you about that, you just want to act oblivious to it. And it's just like, girl, I don't respect it. So Alandrea held her own in that situation. And it's like, Koko, and it sucks because she's so beautiful too. And I'm like, I want to support my fellow black women, but it's like, girl, you're weird. Your personality's weird. And then you try to act all big and bad and tough when Alandrea clocked you right then and there. And then it's on top of each other, oh, Alandrea was standoffish. Bitch, I don't know you. Yeah, I'm going to be standoffish. The fuck? Either way, that was the Koko situation. Freaking Austin. Can someone tell me what the hell is going on with Austin? Is Austin on crack or something? And I have to say allegedly, because I don't want nobody to come in. But it's Austin, no, genuinely speaking, it's Austin on drugs. Because literally throughout this whole reunion, he was pissing me off. Why are you so delayed in this moment? They asked Jaden about Austin. Jaden apparently insinuated that Austin cheated on her. Austin was like, oh, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember that. And then Andrina came in and was just like, oh girl, no, it's true. I was there. The girls in the house party told me that you did cheat on the. Austin, my God, this was a mess. And honestly, Austin is the person that y'all guys claim Nick to be. And I don't know, like I mean, I think y'all guys come at Nick hard because he's with Alandrea, and he's with the black women. But like Austin is really the person that y'all guys are claiming Nick to be, and it's really sending me that like y'all are dragging him more than a good amount of these men on it, because these men, the rest of the men in this freaking show were it was preposterous. And Austin, get off that booger sugar. Okay, get off that booger, because clearly you're on something. Why would you come on a reunion show and not stand on business, especially when Ace was pressing him and things like that? And I'm like, yo, like, and then Andy Cohen was like, yo, like, why aren't you answering the call? Why are you being delayed right now? Like, stop talking slow. And he was like, I just zoned out for a minute. And I'm like, you know what, Austin, I'm glad you got your 15 minutes. Like, get get him off. Get him off. Get him off. Like, I can't do this no more. Charlie, I'm gonna be honest with you, Charlie, I'm kind of over you just bitching and complaining over this. It's like, who cares, bro? Like, nobody even really remembered you until you came onto the... I will say this, though. I will give Charlie some credit. I did like the fact that he threw a whole tree at Taylor, talking about some, well, Taylor should have been the one eliminated because he never even really liked Alandrea. So it's like he should have been the one to leave, not me. That part I do agree with. Okay, Charlie, you did eat with that one. Okay, I gotta give you your tens on that one. But other than that, I was just like, Charlie, shut the fuck up. Like, nobody cares about you getting eliminated. We don't even really remember you like that. If we're gonna be honest, Charlie. Like, it's just, I don't... Maybe he thought that the British accent was gonna help him out and the girls were gonna be so, like, attracted to him over that. And it's just like, Charlie, hang it up flat screen. Oh yeah, I forgot to discuss. So, actually, this was like in the beginning. They did ask Nick about Sierra. And Nick basically is like, listen, like, I'm not speaking to her. Like, she was being shady online, you know, making videos, and it's just like, I'm not gonna speak to her. At the end of the day, that was in the villa. Whatever happens in the villa stays in the villa. Yeah, I hunched her 2 times for like 25 seconds, but like, that's it, that's all. Okay, I'm giving Alandrea hours. Okay, so we gonna leave it there. So I was cackling over that. Next, what happened next? Oh, Jeremiah comes. Yeah, Jeremiah comes. And Jeremiah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I low-key feel like the internet low-key blew up this whole Jeremiah situation. And like, I don't know, I just didn't, I mean, I don't know. Jeremiah, it's like I didn't have a problem with him, but at the same time, like, is he really that important? Like, I just didn't care too much. And it's like, Jeremiah felt like, you know, Ace and, you know, and Nick and them, and Nick and Taylor, especially Nick, because Nick was, I guess Nick was closer to Jeremiah, so they felt like Nick was a fake friend for eliminating Jeremiah, but only for it to be confirmed or to be clarified that Nick actually wanted Jeremiah to stay. It was actually Ace and Taylor that wanted Jeremiah to leave. Nick wanted Austin to leave, which is crazy. So Ace got a villain. I mean, I don't know. Ace's villain edit, I guess, but like, Nick also got a villain edit too, if you really think about it, because he was called a rat and everything like that for getting Jeremiah eliminated and things like that. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. But yeah, Jeremiah was just like, oh, like, I wasn't love bombing. I just liked her really much. And yeah, our relationship was toxic and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think Ace, I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's clearly something that was also cut out. Production also cut out some things with Ace. You can tell that Ace was low-key about to get, not low-key, but like, he felt like he was really emotional when he was speaking, especially when he was speaking to Amaya, because you can tell that the comments also bothered Ace a lot. Like, you can tell like the bullying, like he went through a lot. And I feel like production low-key cut out, like, him. You could tell like he was about to get emotional, but I don't know. I don't know if he just kind of caught himself there, or like he was just like, I'm not going to do it on TV. But like, you can tell that the comments really, really affected Ace, because they felt like he was the ringleader, and like he was, you know, just... And Ace said it. Ace was like, listen, like, y'all are grown-ass men. Like, I can't lead anybody to do... Like, I can't be out here pre-pressuring you. Come on. Like, y'all guys are 25. Like, come on. So, and, you know, I get it. But here's the gag about it. The internet. Yo, I'm so happy they showed this. They showed the part where, like, at the time, the voting, like, who would they would have eliminated. And it turns out Hannah and Jeremiah were at the bottom, so they would have been eliminated anyway by the freaking public. So it's like, so it's like everybody's making Ace and Nick and Taylor, whatever. I don't care about Taylor. Y'all can keep dragging Taylor. And then on top of that, Alandrea and the girls. Y'all been making them feel bad knowing that y'all guys were gonna eliminate them either way. That was the part that was hilarious to me. And I'm like, okay, now let's hang it up. Now Jeremiah's cool with Ace and Alandrea and all those people. So whatever. Oh, also, you can also tell that Ace does not like Austin. There's clearly some bad blood. Like there's not love, and I think that he feels like Austin is the one that kind of egged on that whole ringleader situation. Because if you look back in the villa, Austin was the one that was saying that, oh, Ace was the freaking, guy, and then Nick and Taylor were the cheerleaders for him. So I think that he feels like Austin egged that on. So clearly, Austin and him are not friends, and they don't like each other. So it is what it is. Last, should we get to? Let me just talk about Huda and Huda, Shelly, and Alandrea. They get to the whole bullying thing where Huda was like accusing these girls of bullying. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked at the clip back, and I'm like, girl, that's the part where you felt bullied. Like I don't know. Like maybe I look at bullying differently. I guess, but I don't even think it was that deep. Like, girl, like you were crashing out at that time. Everybody was over you at that time. It's like, and if you truly felt away, why didn't you call her? Like, why didn't you call Shelly or tell Shelly prior to you guys coming out the villa or when you guys were in the Airbnb? Why didn't you guys talk about it then? Like, I don't understand why go on an interview and insinuate you were bullied to add more hate to these black women that were already getting a lot of hate as it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, if your feelings were that hurt, have a conversation with your quote unquote friend. I mean, they're not friends anymore. So there was that. They also discuss, okay, this is the part that killed me with Huda. Huda freaking all lives mattered. That's the part that I almost fell out the freaking chair. Huda all lives mattered, Alandrea. And that part really, really, and it also brings like a visceral reaction out of me because, and I'm like, Huda, literally your people, your whole community they're trying to exterminate your people in Palestine right now. Like, they're literally trying to, and it's like, and mind you, I am all for the, y'all know, on this channel, I'm for the free to the river, to the, like, Free Palestine till it's backwards, okay? I'm all for the Free Palestine. And I know I don't want this to become too much of a political video, but like, and y'all know I feel like I speak out, I do my part to discuss the injustices and the oppression that the Palestinians are going through. But I just feel like, could you imagine if Huda was talking, mind you, Huda never spoke about, apparently when you go to her page and things like that, even prior to this woman never spoke out about what's going on in Palestine. Never. Okay, so it's like, could you imagine if she were to be, I don't know, if someone were to come out and she were to be talking about her experiences as like a Palestinian woman, and they're like, oh, well, this community is also going through this, or this community is also going through that, and this, Congo, Sudan, da, da, da. And I'm like, she would feel a kind of way. It's like, yes, I get it, those, but I'm talking, what is in the news right now? What are we talking about right now? And it's like, people wouldn't have an issue with that. And it's like, Huda was so insensitive in that manner. Because Alandrea was telling her, like, hey, like, I told you on the plane and I told you in the Airbnb, your fans have really been harassing me. Like, they really been going in on me and Shelly. Like, they put, and I saw that meme, by the way. I saw that disgusting racist meme where they had Huda's face on the officer's body and had Alandrea's face on George Floyd's body with the foot on the neck, with the knee on the neck. And Alandrea told you privately, she was like, yo, like, can you please, like, do a post telling your fans to chill out? Like, you don't support that. You said that you was going to do it, and then you never did it. And then you went on the freaking interviews talking about some bullying and things like that. So people don't even know who you... And you didn't name no names. So people are insinuating it's the black women on the show. So it's like... You added fuel to that fire. I get it. You didn't write the post. But at the end of the day, sometimes the fans are a reflection of who the freaking influencer is. You have to check them. Because I saw apparently last season, there was also another Arab woman on the show. And she checked her fans when they were being disrespectful to the black women on the show. I don't understand why Huda couldn't do the same thing. What am I missing something here? Are we asking too much from you? So instead of you doing that, you all lives mattered, Alandrea, talking about, so, oh, well, I get racism comments too. And I'm just like, first of all, maybe I'm not on the internet, I don't follow Huda, so I don't know. But you mean it, first of all, the most negativity you would say that I see of Huda is like, you know, the people do say like, oh, she slept with 2 men at a few weeks time, that sort of thing. Like that, when it comes to like her body count, yes, that's what they talk about. Race rise, I've not, and maybe it's I don't know. I've seen more comments about the racism that Shelly and Alandrea have been facing than seeing comments about having to do anything Huda, like as far as like Huda's race related. Is there misogyny? Yes. Is there sexism? Yes. Racism? I don't think so. When it comes to Huda. Huda situation? Absolutely. I don't care what y'all say. And y'all already know. I will defend the Palestinians to the death of me. Okay? Y'all already know how it is. But I'm not... We need to hold Huda accountable. We need to hold her accountable for her bullshit. Because she plays too many games. And the fact that she all lives mattered Alandrea in that way, knowing how hurt she was... It's just, it disgusted me. I can't stand for that. So honestly, Alandrea definitely closed that door when it comes to Huda. They're not going to be friends. Shelly also closed that door. Also, let's get to that. I want to end this because I'm getting heated right now. Towards the end, they showed the heart rate challenge. And I'm going to be honest with you. Shelly, sister, I don't know. Ace was enjoying that. I can't I can't. First of all, just these challenges. Y'all already know. Like in the beginning, when I was watching the show, I'm like, bro, like the testing needs to be like STD, HIV. Like because it was just the challenges were a lot. They were a lot. So it's just like seeing that again. Mind you, also Chris was also in between Shelly's legs. So I'm like, I don't know, like and clearly I'm glad that they should have discussed boundaries. But then again, Huda felt some kind of way when a bombshell would look at Jeremiah. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like Ace wasn't really complaining too much about the freaking thing. But here's the thing though. This is my issue to her production. Why did y'all cut out the part where they also talked to Ace about how he felt about the heart rate challenge? You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like, I don't know. They made it seem as if it was like everyone against Huda, which is bullshit because it's like, no, like y'all should have also, Ace clearly should have been questioned too, which apparently he was questioned. He definitely was questioned because they cut it out, according to what Jeremiah said. So I just feel like, I don't know, the heart rate challenge at this point, like, it's just clearly boundaries were clearly crossed, but at the same time, it's like Ace liked it, but then it's like, Huda clearly likes, and you know, Shelly called it out, Huda clearly has an interest in Ace, and, you know, and she acted it out on the heart rate challenge, so, I don't know, I just feel like, but then again, Huda, that's the part. It's like a double-edged sword with this because it's like I feel like Huda, if this was Jeremiah, she would have she was calling people bitches and hoes and you know, she was going off on Amaya, going off on Iris. So it's like now when it's time for like Shelly, when it's Shelly's feelings, you know, you don't respect it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, Shelly, you know, did you really set those boundaries with Huda when it comes to us? Either way, let me tell you guys something. They're no longer, and let me say, oh, there's another thing too. You can clearly tell that Huda's PR trained now. Because if this was Huda before she came out the villa, she would not be answering in this way. She's clearly PR trained. And also that bullshit whole, oh, Netflix. I don't know. Netflix is saying that they don't know nothing about that. I'm not too sure how true this Netflix contract is. And the fact that she went on Peacock to say that, it's like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's like, I'm glad Andy Cohen was like, listen, okay, well, tell Netflix that this was the most streamed show. Okay, so like on Peacock. And I'm like, I'm glad that he clocked her like that. Because like, girl, if you can't say much, then why the fuck why are you on the reunion? Ah, Huda gets on my nerves. Either way, that is my quick review. Also, please don't mind the little, my little Bollywood poster right here. I didn't even notice that I swiped here because I'm looking at the TV while I'm speaking. But yeah, that is my quick reunion review. And listen, y'all guys go show Alandrea some love in the comments. I heard that the hood rats over there, you know, lighting up her comments. Go show her some love. Go show her some love on TikTok and on Instagram. Okay, go show her love. And yeah, so we're gonna be here for Alandrea's future endeavors. But let me just say this. I do not, please, Alandrea and Nick, please, if y'all gonna do reality TV, please don't let it be with Peacock. Don't go on Beyond the Villa, please. Get a deal with Netflix. Get a deal with, like, I don't know, Hulu, HBO Max. Get a deal with one of them people. Don't go to Peacock. Clearly has an agenda against y'all. I guess they don't like the fact that I'm thinking that they don't like the fact that they're together or they're the most popular couple, and the fact that they literally are the last. Yo, it really kills me that Alandrea and Nick are the last couple from the top four. That's the part that is literally throwing me off the bed. But yeah, please don't do reality TV with these folks no more. I'm sick of Peacock. Like they just I don't know what they got against. Well, I know what they got against black women, but like, please just don't do it with them no more. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. Tell me how you guys feel about, who do you guys feel like is in the right and the wrong? How do you guys feel about my commentary? And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.